Connecting, recording. Okay, so all you need is a mat. I'm gonna leave some music playing for us while we're here stretching, but I do not own the rights to the music if it happens to come through on the video. So go ahead and find a comfortable seated spot. You can be in this crisscross position. We are gonna move into a kneeling position in a second. So if you wanna go ahead, if this is comfortable for you, you can go ahead and kind of come to this kneeling position, stretch out the front of your legs. It actually feels pretty good. But sitting either in that kneeling or all the way on your bottom and just kind of sitting tall, reaching through the crown of your head to the top of the room. This is yoga stretch too. I should back up. I'm Rachel if I haven't met you. This is yoga stretch. It's going to be an upper body focus. So if you want to grab a pillow or if you have a yoga block and keep it beside you, in case you need it for anything, that would be helpful too. But I didn't write that into the plan for today. So you should just be on your mat. Make sure you're not slouching here. Okay, you're sitting tall. Roll those shoulders back if you need to. And we're going to take just a couple of deep breaths here. So you can even close your eyes. You can have hands just resting in your lap, maybe palms even open. Just kind of using the next 30 minutes, using our breath and our stretching to just hit that reset button. Life is crazy lately. The days are all flowing into one, but we're going to take the next 30 minutes just to kind of refresh. So a couple of deep breaths. I do want you to try to breathe in and out through your nose. If you're still kind of coming down, if you did step a little bit ago, or if you've been outside and you just kind of need to take your breath, really take advantage, taking those deep breaths in and out. Keeping your chest tall. Make sure you're not overcompensating and starting to arch back, but just in a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. A couple of deep breaths. I'm going to turn up our music a little bit. Let's do 2 more deep breaths here. Really letting that chest rise, opening up through your rib cage, and then exhaling everything fall back in. So if you're not kneeling already and have your feet tucked underneath you, go ahead and kind of change up your position with your legs. We're going to work a little bit on our neck and shoulders. If this is not comfortable for you though, if your knees will not allow you to sit this way, go ahead and stay crisscross with your legs on your bottom. But we're just going to take that right ear over to right shoulder. So I'm probably doing the opposite with you. It's okay if you want to do left ear first, but right ear to right shoulder. Now, if this is a lot of tension here, if it's kind of hard for you to drop or that shoulder's coming up, I want you to take it easy, maybe come halfway, back over. Take your time getting that ear all the way down. And then we're going to add a little extra. That left hand is going to reach into the floor. And I want you to pretend like those fingers are really pressing into the floor. If you can get your hand flat on the floor without leaning over, you'll feel that stretch kind of get a little bit deeper here. I like to call these little cupcake hands, like you have a cupcake underneath that you don't want to squish. But you're reaching those fingertips to the floor. Kind of feel how that pulls a little bit further into that shoulder and into that side of your neck. So make sure that your chin is lifted here. We're not caving in. We're still sitting tall. I need to move these so I can see them better. Good. Still taking slow, deep breaths in and out through your nose. And then from here, gently coming back to center. That left hand now is going to come behind your back. You're going to use that right hand to gently pull on that wrist. So keeping that ear over. So you're staying ear over on that right side. I just wanted to show you what was happening behind my back. So that left hand is coming to your low back. You're using that right hand to grab a hold of your left wrist. Okay, so if you're doing the opposite sides, just make sure it's left ear over. Switch it out. If you're not sure, try to mirror me. So you should just gently be getting a pull. You're getting a little bit of a wrist stretch here, but we're taking that stretch even deeper, maybe into those traps, into the back of your shoulder. 2 more deep breaths here. If any of this starts to feel painful too, if it doesn't feel like a stretch that's opening and relaxing the tension in those muscles, I want you to take your time getting there. Use your breath to help you. If any of it is too much, you can always come out of the stretch before I cue you. So take 1 more deep breath. Exhale as you come back to center, slowly releasing those arms. Maybe shake out those shoulders if you need to. You're gonna take that other ear. So for me, it's left ear to left shoulder. This side has a lot more tension for me. My shoulder is trying to pull forward and up. So just kind of take a second each time we get into a new stretch or a new pose. I want you just to kind of analyze what's happening. Take your time getting into that stretch, bringing that ear over. Hang out here for a second at first. Remember, you can always change up your legs too. So if it starts to make your legs fall asleep, or if it starts to hurt your ankle, this is kind of a passive ankle stretch. You can always change up how you're sitting. So from here, keeping that ear over, you're gonna take those right fingertips, cupcake hand here, but you're really pressing those fingertips into the floor. Make sure that shoulder's not rolling forward. You're keeping chest open. Depending on how tight you are, you might be feeling kind of a little stretch here through your pecs and through your chest. Still taking deep breaths. I don't know whose doggies they are. I think that's Kim's dogs. They're cracking me up. Good job. One more deep breath in. Good, and keeping that ear over. Remember, this time that hand that's extended to the floor is going to come to your low back. Use that opposite arm to grab a hold of that wrist, and you're not trying to force yourself into like a pretzel or a big stretch here. You're just pulling gently on that right arm, changing up that stretch. For me, it's stretching my left shoulder too. Keeping that ear over on that shoulder. 3 deep breaths here. And exhale out as you gently release those arms, returning back to center, rolling through those shoulders a little if you need to. I spend a lot of time here, so if you're like me and you're carrying kids, or if you're sitting at a desk because you're working from home now, you may feel that and working through your chest, and that's what I want you to feel. That's what I want you to feel opening up is your upper body for today. So I'm gonna change up my legs, but you can sit however you feel comfortable. My feet are kind of falling asleep. So still sitting up tall wherever you're at. We're gonna take that chin, and we're gonna lift it to the ceiling. I like to sometimes use my hands to help to press that chin up. It feels a little weird because you're stretching the front of your neck. So just kind of imagine that you're driving that chin up to the ceiling, shoulders stay down and relaxed. You may be able to feel it without using your hands to kind of help remind you to look up. A couple of deep breaths here. Keeping good posture as you sit up tall. One more deep breath in. And exhale out as you draw that straight line, coming all the way back down. We're taking chin to chest. So this is a big one. I'm going to turn sideways because I want you to be aware of your posture. Your chin is coming to your chest. If you need the help, you'll interlace those fingers, bring them to the back of your head, and just add a little bit of weight, pressing that chin into your chest. But make sure, okay, that you're not rounding through here and caving in on yourself. So you should feel this nice stretch, possibly in between your shoulder blades, all the way up to your hairline. Still taking those good deep breaths in and out through your nose. Good job. If your body's fighting you, if you have a lot of tension in between your shoulder blades. Nice deep breaths in and out. Let's take one more breath here. And exhale out as you gently release those hands. Coming all the way up. Let's take it. Oh my word. I'm a lot tighter than that. Take it to 2 neck rolls. So you'll drop that chin just like we were and make that slow circle all the way around. When you get to that starting point, just switch directions. We have a lot of seated work for today, so I want you to make sure that you're comfortable. At any point, you can change up how your legs are, but shake it out if you need to. We've got eagle arms with a twist next. So what that looks like, again, you can sit crisscross or kneeling. Eagle arms is a little harder for me to explain, but hopefully because you guys can see me pretty well, this will help. So I like to take arms out wide to start. Okay, you're gonna take right arm. Everyone go ahead and start with that right arm. Put that right elbow inside your left elbow. So both arms are pointing to the floor. Your left hand comes up first. Make sure that you've got palm to one wall and the back of your hand to the other. So if you're looking at your palm, I want you to turn that hand, okay, where you're looking at the side of your hand, and then wrap that right arm around your left. So you should get this nice kind of twisting motion here. If you're super confused, or if you're like, I can't bend that way, I try to high five my hands, but you can always just bring your hands together. Whatever, if they're side by side, that's okay too. This is all where we're different. So we have different flexibility in our wrists. If you need to, you can always take it to a shoulder hug. So just make sure that you're not just holding here. Okay, I want you to actively squeeze those arms in. If you're in your eagle, you're also gonna add, we have right arm on top. Okay, I want you to add a little twist towards that left side. Okay, so we're gonna start to that left, take a couple of deep breaths here. We'll add a little bit more movement here in a second. So you should be feeling this working through your shoulders. Good, and then gently coming back to center, twist it to the right. So we're working through our back a little bit more. I'm getting winded doing these stretches. Good, and then come back to center. We'll do one more time each side, and then we've also got to switch out our arms. So make sure that you're not starting to cave in here. Okay, you're still sitting up tall. You're getting this nice twist in your spine while we're also opening up those shoulders. Your sit bones are on the floor or on your mat. Go ahead and slowly switch it back to that right side. Good, and then coming back to center. Slowly uncross those arms. If you need to kind of give it a shoulder roll, you always have that option. Do what feels best for you to kind of shake it out. We do have to switch those arms though. So for me, again, I like to start arms out wide. This time that left elbow is going to come inside your right elbow, stacking those arms on top of each other. Bring that right arm up first. So remember, you're looking at the side of your hand, then wrap that left arm around. If your body will not allow you to do this today, that's totally fine. Just make sure you're bringing those arms in together somehow, or if none of that's working, you can always come into your shoulder hug, okay? So wrapping that opposite arm around. Remember, your chest try to stay open as much as you can. I know we're bringing arms together, but you shouldn't be caving in. We're still sitting tall, keeping good posture here. So go ahead, and this time we're gonna take it to that right side first for that little twist. We'll go a little bit quicker with these this time. Gently making your way back to that other side. So it's about one breath before you come back, switch it out. You can kind of go at your own pace. If the twisting doesn't feel good for you, don't feel like you have to add that. This is a big shoulder opener as it is doing these eagle arms. But your twist is gonna kind of allow that back to stretch a little extra, even into those obliques. And then make sure you're breathing as well. Nice deep breaths in and out through your nose. We'll do one more time each side. My legs are shaking, trying to hold me in this twist. Good, go ahead and finish out on that right side. Or if your pace was different, just pick one last side. Coming back to center, remember you're gonna slowly bring those arms out of that twist. Some shoulder rolls if you need it. And for me, I always start on that right arm. So if you need to start on your right arm with me, remember you can always do that, or you can mirror. So take that right arm, bringing that hand in between your shoulder blades. Hand is gonna come up. Uh-oh, battery is running low. If it kicks me off, I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe we have an upside though. That hand is in between your shoulder blades, elbows in close. Make sure you're not caving in through here, okay? So elbow stays up, you're stretching through that tricep, and if you can, keeping both of your sit bones on your mat, add in that side stretch. I'm gonna close out this window while you guys are there. Let's see. Good. Deep breaths. Let me see here. 10 minutes, okay. It says I have 10 minutes, so I'm gonna go for it. If it ends abruptly, though, y'all, we've got plenty of stretching in. So one more deep breath. Good. exhale as you come back to center. Remember, you can always shoulder roll if you want. Go ahead and take that left arm. Elbow comes in close. That hand is in between your shoulder blades. Use that right arm to just keep a hold of that elbow. Chin is up. Add in that side stretch if you want, as long as your sit bones stay on the mat. If you start to come up off your mat here, I want you to plant those sit bones down because you should be feeling that nice opening through your tricep, the back of that arm, and create a lot of space in those ribs. If the side stretch is not working, you're welcome to hang out here in that tricep stretch. Good. One more deep breath in. And exhale out. Whew. Shake it out a little bit if you need to. We're going to take it over onto all fours. So a couple of cat-cow. If you've done yoga a lot before, this is kind of
I think we lost her.
Are y'all still there? Can you hear me? Y'all are muted, but can you give me a thumbs up? If you
I unmuted me.
Okay, mute your back. We're gonna pick up at a cat-cow. Okay. It may be kind of blurry because my computer's not that great, but if you can hear me, we're gonna pick right back up to the recording. So that's good. And we're gonna pick up the cat-cow. So y'all are troopers. So go ahead and get set up on all fours. Can y'all see me okay? I think so. I'll put this back on too. That's not working. All fours, like back. Shoulders are over your wrists. Hips are over your knees. Okay. But the main thing I want you to look for when you're taking your deep breath in, you're dropping that belly button to the floor, lift your chin, lift your tailbone, and when you exhale, you're tucking your chin, tuck your tailbone, and really press those shoulder blades up to the step. As long as you're connecting your breath with that inhale, looking up, feel that stretch through your core, and then exhale. On y'all a little bit. I'll let you do your cat-cow at your own pace. Good job. Deep breath. I'll come back and join you. If you need to, you can just lift that cow. So a lot of people, if you have a lot of low back pain, that's not going to be a good stretch for you. I want you just to hang out on that tabletop and then add your fat. So make sure you're tucking that tailbone in. Squeeze those glutes a little bit so you get that rounding through your back. We're going to do two more. Deep breath in, two look up. Exhale. So one more time. Your left back. You're still on horse. We're going to add a little bit of movement, a little bit of thoracic movement before we gaze is following along. You're getting that movement through your thoracic spine. Here, a couple of cracks. It's always kind of tight. Do one more. And this time, go ahead and extend that arm up to the ceiling. Big stretch before you exhale. Thread the needle. Your head and shoulder come all the way to the mat. That left arm, you can extend all the way out. And you guys can see. Extend that left arm out. Really reaching through, at least for one deep breath, and then you can bring that elbow down, let it relax on the floor. Hips stay high up in the air. Your head and shoulder all the way down to the mat. You should be able to really relax into that thread needle. 2 deep breaths. And then exhale out as you gently press up. Same thing, we're just taking it to the opposite side. So you center yourself on all fours. I'm just trying to see if I can see you maybe a little bit better. So that left hand goes on your left ear. Tap that elbow. You should be getting a good twist here. And then really open up and you draw that line. For me, this is kind of difficult because my shoulders are so tight and my chest is so tight. But you should be feeling a lot of movement through your upper back. Remember, we'll do at least 5 here, so you're setting yourself up on all fours before you add in this movement. If this doesn't feel good, for whatever reason, go ahead and take your needle, opposite side. You've got one more. Go ahead and extend that arm up to the ceiling, big stretch through your chest. Exhale as your head and shoulder come all the way down. That right arm can extend out or relax it down all the way to the floor. 2 deep breaths here. And one more deep breath in. Exhale out as you gently press up, finding all fours. So this one's a little different, and if it's a little too difficult or if it's too big of a stretch for your shoulders today, I just want you to try it first. But it can be a really big opener for the shoulders and your upper back. So if it doesn't feel good, you can go ahead and move into child pose. But you're going to keep hips up high. Go ahead and walk the forearms down to the mat so your arms are still parallel and you're going to be in front of you. And then slide the hands in front of you a little bit further and melt your chest down to the floor. So we're not sinking back onto those hips into a child pose. You're resting your forehead down and keeping those arms reaching long. Trying to melt yourself down. If you've got a lot of flexibility in your back, this should be even better for your shoulders. Your booty is up in the air, but you should be feeling this open through your shoulders, through your chest. Hopefully everyone's doing okay. If you can, go ahead and rest your forehead all the way down to the floor. 3 deep breaths with me here. If it gets to be too much, go ahead and take it back to your child pose. We got one more deep breath in. And after that exhale, go ahead and walk those hands up. Think of those hips back towards your feet. You can do knees together or knees apart, extended the width of your mat. And then since your shoulders have got this really big stretch, you have permission, if you don't want to have those hands up over here, you can send them back towards your feet and allow your head to rest all the way down. Or one of my favorites, I like to tuck my arms in underneath my chest. It's so relaxing. So we'll take a few deep breaths here. If child pose is hard for you, this is where I do want you to grab, if you have a block or a pillow nearby that you can tuck in between your feet and kind of help you kind of have something to sit on here. But if you're good, if you're already here, take those deep breaths. This is an excellent one to feel your belly move. Feel your rib cage expand. We'll take 3 deep breaths in this child pose. Y'all, one more deep breath. And exhale out. Go ahead and gently make your way up. We'll do one last little stretch. If you can, stay in this kneeling position. Last one for your chest. I want you to interlace your hands behind your back and pull through. So you're sitting up tall, really rolling the shoulder blades back, pinching them together behind you. If you can, try to lift those hands a little bit away from the floor, but don't let that allow you to forward fold. Okay, I want you to stay sitting up tall. Take a deep breath in. Now here's the tricky part. When you exhale, control those arms. You gently release. Shake it out a little bit. We'll do one more seated deep breath in, and then I'll let you guys go. But if you want to take a few minutes to yourself to do a corpse pose or a child's pose again, you're fine. You breathe 3 to 5 minutes. But for time's sake, we'll take one deep breath in, release those arms up tall, interlace those fingers, press those palms up to the ceiling, and then exhale out. Wonderful job, ladies. Let's see if I know what I'm doing on here. I'm going to stop recording